Hi everyone, and I hope you're having a great day or morning, evening, based upon wherever you are in this great world. I wanted to cover this video for or this topic for my second video because lots of my favourite channels have been covering the topic regarding the Birkin bag, and is it a status symbol? I'm not sure how valid my opinions will be, but or if anyone agrees with them. Andre, Jessie Style, Vivian, Dale's Addiction, they've all done some great videos, and I love to see the varying opinions that each one of us has, and that's the beauty of this platform. We can all have our own opinions, and no one's right, no one's wrong. It's our take on the world. It's unique to us, our values, our lifestyle, and how we navigate through this world. And therefore, that's why everyone's opinion should be valid and heard. So I'm not too sure how unique my perspective will be on this. Let's get it out there. I am going to be Switzerland. I'm quite neutral on this topic. I don't own a Birkin. Would I like one? Yes, so long as it's in the colour that I want. I could not dream of spending that much money and being forced into a decision that isn't ultimately what I want. That that I've not thought about or dreamt about. So yeah, that's a whole other topic. So let's take this back. So what is a status symbol? Well, the definition is a possession that is taken to indicate a person's wealth or high social or their professional status. And it can be a visible, external symbol of one's social position in this world. So in our very commercial society, having money or wealth is a status symbol. So, but in every culture, there are status symbols, and everyone's own interpretation of them dependent upon that culture and, their technological advancement. So for warriors who have scars or battle wounds, they're more respected as their scars represent honour and courage. So that's their status symbol. So owning a house can show wealth. But does that mean that people who rent do not have status? Even though, because they don't own that house, but renting property is more per month than actually having a mortgage. But does that then mean that people who rent homes don't have the same status or as homeowners? So I think it throws up a lot of questions and makes us think about equality or the perception of equality in today's times. So I don't want to go into too much background on the Birkin or Hermes. Apologies if I am not pronouncing that correctly. Please forgive me. I know that's a keen topic or a pain point that a lot of Hermes key customers have. Andre did a fantastic video going into the history of Hermes and their royalty connections, their heritage, their equestrian background, and the true leather craftsmanship. So I don't want to go into all of that detail. And obviously we know about Jane Birkin, the story on the plane, and yada yada yada. So where did I first hear about the Birkin? And let's be honest, I years ago, I did not know that the Birkin was Hermes. It was only, through recent years and loving buying luxury that those two came together. I think a lot of us first heard about the Birkin bag through Sets in the City or Sets in the City, dependent upon the Mandela effect in which you believe, which, that's a whole other video, one that I'm not qualified to talk about, but is of great interest. So, yeah, we heard about the Birkin in the fourth season, 2002, and Samantha and Carrie looking through that shop window and quoting in that scene the famous lines, "It's not a bag, it's a Birkin." And Samantha justifying the cost by saying it's not much the style, it's what carrying it means. So even, 20 years ago, wow, yeah, 2002, 20 years ago, when it was probably half the price, again, it was that status symbol. So in those 20 years, has that status symbol of carrying a Birkin changed? Does it mean something different today than it does back then? And I would argue yes, because we now have more platforms across the internet, more access to pre-loved websites and pre-loved luxury goods, which is, great from a consumerism point of view. So today, I think a lot more people would qualify, let's say, for owning a Birkin. But that's because credit cards can give credit limits of 10 grand. So if you were inclined to do so, you could put that purchase onto a credit card. I'm not saying that's a good decision or something that anyone should do, but it's possible. It's a way of paying for that status, to show one's status that they own a Birkin. However, I've never seen a Birkin in real life or felt one in real life. I saw one in Harrods on the Hermes store, their little boutique, and they were behind the counter from a distance, behind glass. That's probably as close as I've been. And were they props? I don't know. Yeah, considering they say that they don't have any in stock. Yeah. But would I recognise one? Would I recognise a genuine Birkin on the streets? We all know that the market is flooded with super fakes, replicas, copies, a lot of high street, commercial brands. They do their own version of the Kelly or the Birkin. And from my naive eye, they look pretty damn close. So if I was out in the street and I saw someone and I recognised that they had that bag, this may be a pessimistic attitude, or maybe even judging. I think my first thought would be, is that real? Are they carrying a genuine Hermes Birkin or Kelly? And that doubt would be there because I know of how close the replicas are. So, and I'm assuming that a lot of people would share that same belief. they would question the authenticity of that bag and if that person had the genuine article. So then, if you're questioning whether the bag is genuine, you would therefore be questioning that person's social status. As we know, I mean, I suppose if that person climbed into a Lamborghini or a Rolls Royce, a Ferrari, on the streets of London or wherever, then yeah, you'd probably be more correct in saying, oh, wow, okay, who are they? What do they do? How did they get that bag, that Birkin? Whereas if it was just someone walking down the street, dressed smartly, or even just dressed down, I would still be questioning the authenticity of that bag. And as a natural people watcher, I would then be creating stories. Who are they? What do they do for a living? Where do they live? Do they have a massive Birkin collection? Is this one of many? Or did they buy it pre-loved for a great price? Or is it a replica? Yeah. Who knows, really, unless you're an expert on authenticating luxury goods, unless you got very up close and you felt the bag and you looked at all of its stitching, you can't say for definite. So knowing I think that way, I could never bring myself to own a replica or a copy, because knowing I think that way, I would automatically assume that lots of other people would think that, and when they looked at me, would they do exactly the same and question who I am, where I'm from, what I do, is it genuine? And even if I did own a genuine Hermes bag, again, I would still be conscious of other people's perception. And is it real? Even, the Christian, don't we just love the Lady Dior's? Stay. Good girl. Okay. We'll sort that later. Even just carrying, a Louis Vuitton, a Chanel, any luxury brand, sometimes you feel as though, are people thinking, who does she think she is? Or that can't be real. But then at the same time, who cares? We, as a true luxury handbag lovers, we spend our money on these for ourselves because we love them. We love the craftsmanship, we love the house, the designer, the history, the style, the uniqueness. It's all part of the package. And that's what we choose to spend our money on. So, yeah, really, should we care what anyone else thinks? However, so I think to try and summarise, we should only want to spend the money that a Birkin costs, be it pre-loved to get the exact colour and style and leather that we want, or be it playing the game and going through the Hermes journey, as we all know it. We should be doing it for the love of that item, not to the story that it may tell someone else about us. It should be for the love of the bag, the style, what it means to us that I earned that, or yes, through whatever means, within reason, I got that bag that I've wanted. I've got the ultimate, you know, and a lot of people think that they have to go through like a tiers of brands, designers, and Hermes is the last one, and each to their own. If I unfortunately at the moment don't have a Louis Vuitton or a Chanel, but I know the models, the styles that I would want from those brands. So I don't feel as though it's right to rush out and just because I've seen one pre-loved and it's a great price, that I should rush out and buy it, because it's not for me ultimately. And that money, you know, I could save and add to that money and buy my ultimate unicorn handbag that I've looked at and drooled over for many years. So we need to be on this journey and collecting handbags, or being the temporary custodians of handbags until we pass them on. So to try and summarise, yes, we all know the Birkin is a fantastic investment. There's no denying that. And if you can get hold of one, even if it's not your style, regardless of, as Samantha Jones says, it's not about the style, it's what carrying it says about you. Put all that to the side. If you love that bag, and that's you, and that's your unicorn, you wear it with pride and forget what anyone else thinks. Or look after it, put it away, and that's your deposit on your house. I don't think this debate topic is going to go away anytime soon. But going back to my original point, I don't know if the Birkin is a status symbol or not. I can see both sides, many angles to look at it from. So I'm just going to sit back now and carry on being Switzerland. Please, if you like this video, or if you want to chat with me, go to the comments. I'd love to engage. Please subscribe. That would really help me out a lot, and I'd really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you agree with me, disagree with me, it's fine. You know, let's engage. Let's have a chat. That's what we're here for. Well, thank you very much, and take care. Until next time. Bye.